Hello artists and welcome to Mr. Melvin Makes. Today I am reading the story Aaron Slater, Illustrator by Andrea Beaty and illustrated by David Roberts. Aaron Slater, Illustrator by Andrea Beaty, illustrated by David Roberts. At the end of the garden in the soft fading light, when the day turns to dusk and the dusk turns to night, the sweet scent of jasmine floats in the air to mix with the music of laughter, and there Aaron D. Slater soaks it all in with his flowery blanket tucked under his chin. Words drift like music, melodious and mild, a sweet summer song for a sweet summer child, who drifts off to sleep as the cottonwoods sway at the end of the garden, at the end of the day. It's summer, then summer, and summer once more, and soon Aaron D. is a youngster of 4. The jasmine climbs higher, the roses have grown, and Aaron himself has a spot of his own for seedlings and saplings beside the slate walk, which he illustrates daily with a bucket of chalk. But what he loves most, what makes Aaron's heart sing, is to listen to books in the old garden swing. To write stories, he thinks, is the greatest of things. But first he must read. It's the best place to start, and young Aaron wants to with all of his heart. But the words are just scribbles, and try though he might, even with help, Aaron can't get it right. Why can't I do it? Why is it so hard? He goes back to drawing on slate in his yard. It's school time at last. In his sunflower socks and poppy red jacket with matching lunchbox, he marches to class with the teacher's bouquet, ready to read by the end of the day. But he doesn't that day, or that month, or that year, and though he makes progress, it's painfully clear. He'll never quite get it like all of his friends, since he'll never stand out. He decides to blend in. And so here he is at the start of grade 2, with his simple white t-shirt and matching white shoes. He tries to keep up, to blend in and to hide the tangle of feelings he carries inside. At first it goes well, since his teacher is new and a bit overwhelmed by the hubbubaloo. But things settle down and Miss Greer finds her stride, and once she gets rolling, there's no place to hide. Class, she says, here's an assignment for you. Write me a story. Write something true. And so Aaron does what young Aaron must do. He works on his story like the rest of grade 2. He writes through the evening and writes through the night. He writes and he writes till dawn's early light. Then he drags off to school with his shoes filled with lead and his stomach in knots and a pain in his head. He waits for his turn with his heart filled with dread. Miss Greer calls his name, and Aaron D. stands and unfolds the sheet with trembling hands. And he reads, well, he tries, but it's so hard to start with 33 eyes peering into his heart. So he stares at his shoes and his sunflower socks, then closes his eyes, and young Aaron talks. Once there was a flower. No, wait, I know. Once there was a magical flower which gave all who held it extraordinary power. And so begins the most perfect of tales, of an imperfect hero whose courage fails, when the day turns to dusk and the dusk into night, and the moon rises high and the dragons take flight. And who learns, after all, in the wee morning hours, strength comes from the heart and not magical flowers. That beauty and kindness and loving and art lend courage to all with a welcoming heart. And when the quest ends and the sweet flower dies, the students all gasp. Miss Lyra cries. The silence that follows rattles his heart. He tries to say something, but where could he start? He turns in a paper with no words at all. Then he blinks back a tear and escapes to the hall, where Miss Leah finds him by the slate-colored wall. Time stops for them both, the teacher and boy. His heart fills with anguish, and hers fills with joy. At the soul of this artist, courageous and true, she smiles and whispers, "Aaron, thank you." When she leaves, Aaron stands there a very long while. Then slowly, so slowly, he begins to smile, and he feels like he does with those books in the swing, as a new hope inside starts to make his heart sing. He knows he can do the greatest of things, in a way that's his own, in a way that's just his. He can stand out and show the whole world who he is. Like the mightiest flames that banish the dark, hope grows in the soul from the tiniest spark. His art makes a difference, his art leads the way, and helps him discover what he wants to say. And his reading gets better. Of course it's still tough, but each day that they work is a little less rough. Like all imperfect heroes at the start of a quest, he must do what he can and hope for the best. Now in the hallway a new garden grows, with jasmine and poppies, a rambling rose. Books, art, and music, a dragon or two, who soar through the air of daffilium blue. The art tells a story, melodious, mild, furious, fragrant, wonderful, wild. It's all from the heart, and all of it's true, for Aaron, Miss Greer, and the kids of grade 2. It's a place full of beauty for one and for all, the Illustrator's garden at the end of the hall.